Three, two, one. Hello. Hey everyone. Welcome back to the stream. It's Friday, finally. I hope you're all having a good Friday so far. I've been having a pretty good Friday. I've been out walking in the snow. Actually even got some sunlight. Kind of amazing. You gotta kind of take the chance when you can get it this time of year. You live this far north. So yeah, it was really neat. It's very beautiful outside now. I know I keep talking about that every stream, but it's something that's on my mind a lot. Winters here can be very hit or miss. Sometimes they're extremely, just bleak and dark and grey, and there's no snow, and it just feels bad. But this one is pretty good so far. I'm having a good time with the weather here currently. I intend to keep playing some Black Mesa. For those of you who don't know, it is a game where you... it started out as a fan remake of Half-Life 1, but it turned into an actual retail game. It's still a remake of Half-Life 1, but it also has some additions and some changes and stuff like that. So it's essentially like a modernized... And this, I guess this part is a little debatable, but modernized, improved version of Half-Life 1. And it's a very special game to me. I love it because I think it's a fantastic first-person shooter, but also because I think I know it's the first it's the first game I ever made some VTubing content for. I made my very first VTubing video where I manually edited in all the facial expressions in different PNGs to react to my gameplay as I was playing Black Mesa. So the game is, in a weird way, it has kind of a nostalgic value for me. I started playing it last week. It's a lot of fun. I got decently far into it, but it is a pretty long game, so it's probably going to be with us for a while. Going to be with us for a few streams. And I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I do. I do have some fiddling to do. You're going to hear the game in the background for a little bit. I've been having some weird performance problems, so I need to lock the frame rate. Wait, how do you do that? Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay. Haven't I not? Sorry. I'm trying to fix... I have to sort of, lock the frame rate. But for some reason it won't let me. And I don't know why. Playing disconnect from the server or switch team to spectators. But I am disconnected. What the hell? Can I just go to do I have to start over? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna load a game real quick. I know you can't see the game on screen now, by the way, don't worry. I'm gonna fix that as soon as I've solved the performance issues that tend to be a thing. I don't know why, but when streaming this game, unless you lock the frame rate to the same frame rate you use when streaming, it gives mega lag for some reason. I don't know why, but it is like that, and it's kind of annoying. There we go. There we go. Everything should be fine now. Awesome. Let me just get the game on stream. Turn off the music. Oop. And bump. I was hoping there would be a dramatic reveal. There we go. I'm gonna do a quick story recap. The game's story is kind of in the background. It's not a very story-heavy game. But the main point is that I'm playing as Gordon Freeman. I'm a scientist. I work at a research facility called Black Mesa. I did an experiment with some sort of teleportation thing went wrong, and now creatures are teleporting in from another place and attacking the place. And the military are also here to kill us all and bury all the witnesses. So that's a fun time. Right now, I'm working my way towards something called the Lambda Complex in order to... because the scientists there can help me somehow. That's basically it. The game story is very environmental. You get an idea what's going on just by playing it, but it's not very heavy. It's kind of light on the story. I'm just gonna do sorry, you give me a second. Just doing like a little recalibration thing here. Okay. Still looks weird to me. Sorry. Just one more moment. Okay, I think that's okay. Hello, I'm back. You won't get rid of me that easily. Okay. Chapter is called Blast Pit. Let's get into it. I'm just gonna try to restart my stream on my phone because it's like a little bit lagging. There we go. That should be better. We might get some performance issues when I'm starting now. Hoping it should be fine. Just looking around. Does the stream look smooth to anyone? It looks pretty smooth. I think it's fine. As usual, if you notice any performance issues or sound issues or whatever, please let me know. Very much prefer to know that kind of thing. Let's see, we came in here, right? We came in here to fix the fuel. Right, oh, right, I forgot to mention, there's like this big space tentacle thing that is attacking people, and we have to fire up like a rocket in order to kill it. And in order to fire up the rocket, we need to we need to restore the fuel and the oxygen flow to it. That's about it. Wait, I went the wrong way. Yeah, this is back the way I came. Oxy fuel, not ready. Let's do it. I mentioned this last time, but one of the most noticeable things about this game being based on an older game engine is that the loading screens are frequent and very abrupt. Oops. Right. Ow! I landed on him. Guess I can't blame him for being cranky. Well, I always feel like I have too many shotgun shells, so it's probably good use of it. But holy crap, my aim was terrible. I think there was a med kit, yes? No, I already picked it up. Never mind, never mind. I can't remember quite. Am I supposed to just jump down here? Is that how this works? Might be. Okay, there's one of the spitting things. I think they're called bull squids. Of. Jumping in video games, or jumping down like from heights in video games, it's actually kind of scary. I'm not that scared of heights in real life, but there's something about the feeling of falling that is sort of this primal thing in the brain that is just triggered when I see myself falling in a game. I played a game called Mirror's Edge, and I think most of you have heard of it. It's like sort of a first-person parkour game, I guess you can call it. And it's a game that really, really good at like emulating the feeling of falling. By the way, you know that you know that thing that happens when you try to go to sleep sometimes? Sometimes when you try to go to sleep and you're about to fall asleep, it suddenly feels like you're falling and you sort of jolt awake. Have you ever had that? I get that sometimes. Like, not super frequently, but sometimes. Whoa! Surprising. See? Zombie was helping me sort of emulate what I was talking about. Showing to the class. Demonstration. Oh god! Double shotgun blast. Fucking them up. I heard that what happens when you get jolted awake like that, what it actually means... What the hell? He went back to sleep. I shot him so hard that he went back to sleep. I've heard what actually happens when you jolt awake like that is that your sense of balance, like the feeling of balance, something goes wrong when you fall asleep, and your sense of balance turns off before, like, your brain is completely shut down or something like that. Not completely shut down, of course, but like before your brain has properly fallen asleep, your sense of balance falls asleep, which makes you feel like you're falling. It's kind of fun how people are kind of like computers sometimes in some regards. I wonder if I came down here too early. No? No, this is where I'm supposed to go. It's very difficult to go wrong in this game, but the level design is a little labyrinthine sometimes. Now we gotta hurry the hell up and get out of here. Ah! All good. If you wait too long, this thing starts spinning up really fast and you get cut into pieces. Cut my heart into pieces. This is my last resort. I don't even know what that song is. Just know that it's on my head sometimes. Okay. So if I remember this right, we actually can't get back. Because now this is locked. And this is locked. And this is openable. But also not. Okay. Okay, there we go. This is like a bathroom door that has the indicator for the lock turned the wrong way. Looks like it's locked, but it's not. Yeah, but that's not the way out. The way out is up. Here we go. Whee! Bonk. I think you can go into any one of these, if I remember correctly. But it's kind of hard. I think this is the one that is like easiest to reach. Whoop. Where I go? Did I successfully manage to jump over that? Oh, apparently yes. Whoops! Not the second time. Or the third, rather. Made it over and then back, and then... over and back, and then not over again. For some reason. I have so many shotgun shells, I'm just using them to break crates. I tend to do that at this stage of the game. But holy shit, I'm not rewarded with anything right now. Boom. Ah, okay, I'm being too cocky again. Gotta be way more careful. Shotgun can't solve all of my problems. Okay. Okay, if I remember correctly, there's something even worse in here. Valve is loose. Pressure overload on 2. Okay. Right, so we need to find the valve. I thought that was like a... No! No, 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 no. You don't get to do that. If you take too long to kill them, they will drop you from a height and you will die anyway. Low on ammo at this point. Oh, there's actually nothing in here. I'm getting it mixed up with something else. I was readying the big guns for the big grenades. Right, though?
System, please report status.
I think it's good that they added this voiceover from the PA system. Sort of make it a little more clear that you're making progress. If you wonder why the PA system sounds so threatening, it's because, as we noted last time, it's been taken over by the military. So they're using it to communicate. Well, I haven't died yet. Okay, so that was the fuel system is now on. Now we gotta get the other thing. Here is the tentacle. It's plural. It likes sound, or hates sound, I don't know. It attacks everything that makes noise. Ow!
Major fracture detected.
Ow! Actually howling. I think we're going down one more level. Am I remembering that correctly? Or is it up one more level? No, it's down, down. We're going down to the power. So I'm gonna try to throw something like high. Okay, so they're still on that level, but they're... It's good. So far, so good. Good, we're good, we're good. A lot of the time I've tried to just solve this by running and throwing grenades, and my results have been mixed. Boink. Whoops. They do a lot of swaying. They're kind of like the zombies in the Resident Evil 2 remake. In that they're kind of like... all the time. Oh, I left this thing alive before, and now I'm paying the price. Is that gonna work? Nope! Okay, it's still alive. I don't have my Magnum yet, which makes long-range combat really clunky. Nice. Oh! Neat. This is something that I sometimes even forget, is that like even unmarked crates can have good stuff in them in this game. Sometimes there are soldiers in the crates. That was like 4 pistol magazines, damn. It's like, hey, where did you put that empty box with like 4 pistol magazines in it? Well, I put it down this random corridor. Is it marked or anything? No, no, it's just nothing there. Poor dogs. Very sad. Oh! That's the good stuff. Wait, that's the save. Okay. Let me just... Oh, I actually can... Oh! Oh, hi there. I didn't see you. I apologize for the awkwardness! Bye! Whoops. One of these is going to be a lie, right? No, actually, no. was running a little low on shotguns, but now I'm up at like max again. There are actually two different ways to proceed here. You can call the elevator, or you can actually stack a bunch of stuff so you can climb on top of here. That is a viable way to progress. This is like, the elevator is like how you're quote-unquote supposed to go, but you don't have to. Whoop! Whoop! I forgot about you. Stream still looks good? Good. Whoop. Something I learned recently is that in a lot of games, elevators are actually fake. They're just like a hidden loading screen or something, you know? But this elevator, I'm pretty sure, is an actual elevator. Oh, Lord! I'm trapped under it. I fell through the elevator. Okay. Okay. That was weird. Okay. Okay. Almost the third time there. Sure. Crushed by elevator. I thought, like, for some reason, I thought that I was supposed to wait for something there. I knew that the elevator was going to fall because I remember that from before, but I think what you're supposed to do is just this. And then go here. Bye! I mean, even if you fall into this, you can still swim out. That's the purpose of it, but I fell through the floor somehow. Couldn't get out. Was trapped under it. It's also good design to have the elevator go all the way down into the radioactive stuff. But maybe I suppose this wasn't supposed to be here.
Shouldn't we
Hi.
try to capture a specimen? I hope no one expects me to go start up the generator. Smithers went down there and never came back.
You don't say. Huh. Well, let's go look for Smithers then. Smithers. Alright, this is, like here, I think, in many games, the airlocks or, you know, similar things are also hidden loading screens. In this game, I actually don't think that they are. Because all the loading screens in this game are very, very blatant and overt. I think I get trapped with by that thing every time I play this game. This one too. Yep. Bum, 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 bum. Get up a thing. Oh!
I'm not moving until the situation is drastically improved. Now
Okay.
go away and don't tell anyone I'm here.
Don't tell the monsters that I'm hiding here.
Did you hear something? You weren't followed, were you? I had to ditch the others. They were just dead weight, holding me back.
Okay, Smithers.
Survival of the fittest, the law of the jungle. We'll see who's still standing when the smoke has cleared.
Okay, the only thing that fits here is your tie.
You go on ahead. I'll
It
pick
doesn't.
up.
Maybe I should choke you with it. I like how he was standing there and he was too scared to press a button that is like right here. Like some of the scientists I do feel sorry for and I want to help, and some of them are just like douchebags. Dutch bags. Bye!
Depleted.
So much ammo here. Ah! Oh god. and guts and parts.
Core system engaged. All systems report. Test silo is go.
Test silo is go. It's a small game where you place pebbles on tiles.
Is anyone else getting hungry?
Yeah, I went into the other room and I saw something that gave me a very high appetite.
You go on ahead. I'll catch up.
I will go on ahead. Guess you can stay here then, Smithers. I remember this part being much longer. It's like, it's kind of been pretty quick so far. Oh. There's no rush though. This game is very long. Look at the cute little bounce he made. Cute. Oh god. These things are a little more dangerous. Like the hound eyes are basically not a threat. Unless you like run out of ammo or something, but Portagons are actually a little dangerous. Generally speaking, this stage of the game, it's definitely the soldiers that are the biggest threat.
Excellent. Someone has restored.
Someone!
Power.
Someone did it!
We'll have the engine up again in no time.
Excellent. Fantastic. Let's go. Very classic, like, old video game thing of climbing with your legs while holding a gun with both hands. Like, for gameplay purposes, like, I kind of like it because it means you can shoot from the ladder if you want. But it's not super immersive. And again, this game is not really old, but it's based on a game that is, so. I now remember one of the first-person shooters that tried to have more quote-unquote realistic ladder climbing was Fear, which is another game that I might play on stream sometime, which is really good. It's kind of a different vibe than Half-Life. It's more focused on like action and horror and a little more storytelling, I guess you can say, and it's less focused on like having cool environments and cool creatures. But that game has you press a use key when you use a ladder, and then you just press it. You see your character climbing using both hands, and then you press the use key again when you want to get off. You can use the use key in this game as well, but the hands stay on the gun. Okay, I'm running this time. Let's try it, let's run. Just because the music is so cool, I gotta run. I actually made it too, damn. Fire! The giant fire. Fire the fire. Get grilled.
Well, I guess it's true. If it bleeds, you can kill it.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'll stay here. I sure hope there ain't more of those things growing around the base.
Yeah. We're lucky it started growing right under a rocket engine. That is fortunate. I think we just go down here now. Yeah. So these blast doors, this is kind of cool. Like, we could obviously go back here, but the game doesn't want us to, so the blast doors are closed. Which makes sense, because we just fired the rocket, so of course the doors would be closed. Right? It kind of makes sense. The door we were up at didn't close, but... You know. I remember this part being very spooky for some reason. There's not a lot that actually happens here. Ow! Oh! Except we get the Magnum. This is the gun I've been looking for a while, or like, anticipating for a while. It's the, what remains of Edith Tentacle. Apparently some unlucky people who had the misfortune of being here. I just remember... Oh, swimming... Oh, it's creeping me out. Swimming among these big, like, dark shapes. It's creeping me out. See if I can even remember how to progress. Need air. Please? Thank you. I think you just swim straight down. I made it too complicated. Oof. Spoink. Up, up. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Swoosh. I think there's a mod that adds an animation where you like take this little cable and attach it to your suit when you're powered up. I don't have any mods installed for this now. I think I should probably look into that, by the way, because I did have mods installed before. And I had some mods installed that added some parts to some levels. And I don't think I need those installed right now, because those levels are honestly already plenty long as it is. There's a level later called On a Rail that had more stuff in the version in Half-Life 1. Like in the version Half-Life 1, it was longer, so there were like parts of it that were not adapted to Black Mesa. Where do I go here? And some modders have restored those parts, or, you know, added those parts. There we go. And I don't quite think they're, like, necessary. I feel like they are... The level is already pretty long as it is. But, with that said, the parts that, while they're not necessary, they're still really good. Individually. It's just that, in aggregate, they kind of make the level drag on a little bit, in my opinion. Squeak, 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 squeak. Here we go. Oh, right. Almost forgot about you. Almost. Almost. Nice try, buddy. Gonna have a sip of water. If I hydrated every time we had a loading screen, I would die of overhydration. Whoop. Oh, more crab people. Oh! I thought that was the sound of a child. I thought it sounded like a child coughing. But it was actually, it was Gordon, like, cleaning the lens on this, like, little thing. So we got 2 new weapons now. We have the... Oh, shit. Forgot about this part. Holy crap. Yeah, good. Good luck with that, dudes. Oh, this is not where I'm supposed to go. Damn it, now they're all dead and can't serve as a distraction. That's where I'm supposed to go. Spoiler alert, I can't kill this thing with guns. Oh, this is not the right place either! Ah! Forgot. What does it say? A bunch of calculations. Okay, we have another thing we need to power up. This thing also won't work. But how the hell do we get past this thing? Do we jump on his back? We can try it. Let's do it. Oh, he did not like that. Open, please. Wait, what? Is that actually not where you're supposed to go? I'm confused. I remember it being like that's where you go in. Ow! Okay. I also like how they got this massive capacitor here. I can deliver 10,000 volt static discharge. just you know, just when it's needed, you know? Okay, let's try this again. Need to figure out where to go. This is where I came from. So it's not here. It is here. No? This is a place with all the trams. I'm not supposed to go here either. I've been in there. I've been in here. I guess it's this big tunnel then? Ow! 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 Don't burn my face. I need that. Okay, I'm a little confused. I thought... I don't remember quite where to go. Here. But first, let me fix something. I'll figure it out soon. But first, let me fix something real quick. Just gonna go to create my new settings here. I noticed that sometimes when there are some lighting effects and stuff like that, some of the game. Hello, Llama. Welcome. Welcome. How are you doing? It's going pretty well, thank you. I am changing some settings because I get some frame drops sometimes. I'm not entirely sure what to change. I think I'm just going to drop this down to medium, maybe. But I suspect it's just like one effect. So I'm guessing it's something to do with the lights. Maybe the dynamic lights. Let's try to do it like this. Right. So yeah, hopefully that's better. Other than that, it's going really well. How are you doing? Also, I'm fighting this big thing. Which is less fun. I can't remember where to go either. That won't open. It's looking in there, but I've already been in there. That's where you just go around, isn't it? Am I crazy? Or is this where I'm supposed to go? I thought this was where I came from. Yeah, this is where I came from. Doing good. I'm riding the way at the moment. I passed Uppkörningen yesterday. Awesome! Nice! Finally have my driver's license. Great! Congratulations! Well done. Nice. Was it your first try? My brother had to do his driving test several times because the first time he got hit by an ambulance. The first time. And that wasn't his fault, but it made him so nervous that it distracted him really hard during the rest of it. Ow, 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 ow. I actually managed to pass it on my first try despite making a pretty big mistake. So the instructor was like, or the examiner, I guess, was letting me drive for a really long time, and I was sweating the entire time and just felt like, no, I'm screwed. This is where you're supposed to go, by the way. I think this is new. This is a change in the level design. It's kind of cool. Ooh, God! Let's just get out of here. Fuck. This is not what the level design was like before. They've changed this since I played this last time, I think. A few years ago. Normally you were supposed to go in through another door. And I think the reason they did it like this is because they want you to see like where you're going to know what you're supposed to power up. Let's not look anymore. I get fire in my face. I actually landed on them. Nice. Yeah, I think you just went through this door before. Oh, enjoy the explosions, guys. Oh no, I get to enjoy the explosions. Technically it was my 4th upshooting, but it was 8 years since I last tried, but this time I passed both the test and the driving test at the first try. Nice! Awesome. It was a while since I did it. It was like 10 years ago or so. So I don't know if they've changed it, but I remember the test being like... I studied a lot for it, but there were still some things that I thought were surprisingly difficult. That's the Magnum, by the way. It's pretty good. What did you think of the test? Did you think it was hard? Or was it like piece of cake? Oh!
Jeez.
Guards scare me more than monsters do
I
sometimes.
don't know how close you were to getting one between the eyes. Listen, mister, if you can get the power
Doctor,
on,
actually.
that train down there will take us to the surface. I would try myself, but it's a long way down to the generator room. And there's things in the way.
Yep. I got it. I can do this. One of the funniest things with taking a driver's license was when I took this little...
I think I'm gonna have to sit this one out.
I took this little introduction, or whatever it was called, with myself and my mom. So my mom was like allowed to test drive with me, or like practice drive with me. You actually technically have to get like a permit for that. Oh, I'm stuck. God damn it. I'm actually stuck. Sorry, let me load my save. Yeah. The text test wasn't really that hard, but I... Whoops, sorry. I gotta read that in a bit. Just gonna take care of these guys. There we go. Cascading explosions. Everything dies. Text test wasn't really that hard, but it wasn't a dance on roses either. The driving test was fine, though. I was super nervous like 5 minutes before, but as soon as I sat in the car, I was super chill and relaxed. Nice! That's a nice feeling. When I did it, I know I keep starting stories here without finishing them. I promise I'm gonna get back to what I was talking about before, but I had like this examiner that was rumored to be really very strict.
Jesus.
My brother was like, "Oh yeah, I hope you don't get this examiner named Alf. He's really strict." And then I met my examiner, and the first thing he said was, "Hello, my name is Alf." And I was like, "No, it's him."
But it's a long way down to the generator room.
I'm just gonna sit with this guy again for a little bit. I feel bad for him.
Things in the way.
Yeah. So we gotta turn on the power so we can get start the trains, and we can also maybe grill this thing with the static discharge thing. What I was saying before is that if you want your parents or some other person to practice drive with you, they technically have to have a permit for that, like legally speaking. So I don't know what it's like now, but back in my day there were some things you could do, like a little permit course you could take in order to get a permit. And the funniest thing was, like, we were there, a whole group of people, some, you know, kids and some parents that wanted to get the permit to practice drive with their kids. And the funniest thing was, like, some of the other parents and how little they knew about driving. And these were, like, people who had driving licenses for decades. And there was one mom there who just kept asking the dumbest questions, like... She sounded like she was a nightmare on the road. She was like, yeah, you know that crossing over there, like, the other side of town? And you know how sometimes there are, like, bicyclists that just come out in front of you in that crossing? If I hit one of them, is it always my fault? Oh, I just thought that was so funny. It's like, if I kill someone on a bike, is it always my fault? Oh, holy shit! Everything is exploding. And I can sort of understand that maybe the question itself wasn't that stupid. You know, maybe just asking, like, who's to blame if this accident happens. But the way she said it was just so funny. It was like, she just seemed so callous about it. Like, yeah, if they like run out in front of me and I hit them, it's like always my fault. I also remember when we started, I can't remember if that was the license thing for practice driving or if it was the start of, like, it was some kind of mandatory test or procedure we had to go through. It was about accidents and mitigating danger on the road and stuff like that. And I'm not kidding when I say this. Oh, fuck! Holy shit. Okay, never mind. I'll get back to that story in a bit. Ow! Oh, and it's still there. Oh, fuck! Okay. Me and my dad did that when I first tried to get the license, but this time my dad don't know I've been driving and taking the license. It will be my Christmas gift to him. That's really